Namaskar, hello, welcome. So we have these Wednesday webinars on every Wednesday, and these are organized by Pune River Revival. Uh, Pune River Revival is a group of many organizations and individuals, and we mainly work on rights of rivers. And through these webinars, we reach out to many people to sensitize them about the state of our rivers and the steps that we have to take to conserve and to rejuvenate the rivers. But along with rivers, we also talk about the trees and biodiversity and rich flora fauna in the riparian zone. So today's topic, though not directly related to rivers, it is very much about the biodiversity and the bigger cause of environment, and that's why we have invited another Prajakta here, Prajakta Divekar. So, Prajakta, can you introduce yourself and then we can go over the topic? The way we are going to do this is that we will have a presentation for 20-25 minutes so that we can get more time for the question and answers. You can ask your questions in English, Marathi किंवा हिंदीमध्ये पण चालेल. आणि चॅटमध्ये प्रश्न विचारले जसे जसे तुमच्या मनात येतील तरी चालेल. So we will take it after the presentation. And I think Prajakta, you will be able to see her after her presentation because when she's going to present, she won't be able to switch on her video. Okay, over to you.
Yes. Hello, everybody, and thank you so much for coming, attending this presentation. Um, so I'll give you a little bit about my background. I work on heritage management issues. I used to run this platform called Virasat Pune, and we used to do a lot of heritage walks at the same time, facilitating collaborations for heritage conservation and promotion. Um, I am basically an anthropologist. As a citizen, I'm associated with Veta Tikri Bachao Kruti Samiti for nearly a decade now. And we have been working together as a team, as citizens, to protect this landscape that we have right in the heart of the city. I'll quickly start with my presentation so that you will get an idea. Some of you may already know the issue broadly, so you will get to know details about it. Some of you may have also been to Veta Tekri. Others may probably get to know and see it through the presentation. Uh, so actually, in the introduction, Prajakta just said, I mean, Prajakta Mahajan just said that what was her name is requesting remote control.
Please,
I'm
please do not give.
okay.
Please do
So
not.
decline. Okay.
Yeah. Please. That's why we manage the host tools very carefully because we have had pretty bad experiences before.
Okay. So I'll decline this.
Yeah.
Okay. So बेसिकली खरं हा टेकडीचा जो विषय आहे तो डायरेक्टली रिलेटेड आहे नदीसाठी. का? तर नदी इज द लोएस्ट पॉइंट इन द टोपोग्राफी. We work as a drainage pattern, and this hill, or rather the hills around Pune,
Prajakta, sorry to interrupt, but who was asking
yes,
for that this thing?
this Larina M
Yeah,
करके कोई है.
got
So
it.
again, she is
Thank you.
asking. So
Yeah, I
I'm
will remove.
again
I will
declining.
remove. Don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So correct. So Pune is surrounded by hills, and these are its defining features because these hills create a sort of a gradient, variable gradient, because of which you have water that falls during monsoon, runs down, and creates this network or drainage pattern, a watershed area, and feeds the rivers that flow through Pune, Mora, Mutha. And therefore, you have all these other rivers like Ramnati that join these two big rivers. So, hills are very, very important for Pune. Um, and what we are seeing increasingly is destruction of hills around us in the larger periphery and also right in the city. Beta Tekdi, is, however, is a very unique space, and I'll tell you why as we proceed. As you all know, the Pune city is growing. The projected population of the city in 2025 is about 7.5 million. We are one of the fastest growing urban centers today. And we are also automotive capital. And we are thriving IT hub. I don't know if I should call it thriving anymore. In the recent times, things have changed, but we are largely an IT and manufacturing metropolis. Now, with this rapid increase in urban population, what we do see are certain challenges to do with infrastructure, traffic and transportation infrastructure, and other kinds of infrastructure. And here I am presenting in front of you. I hope you all can see this. Are you able to see this map?
Yes.
So in 1986, what you see around Pune, you see the intersection of Mora Mutha, the Sangam, आणि त्याच्या सगळ्या भोवती तुम्हाला हिल्स दिसतात. आणि 2025 मध्ये बरेचसे हे हिल्स कापून देर हॅज बीन डेव्हलपमेंट आणि त्याचं फ्लॅटनिंग झालेलं आहे, विच इज ऑलरेडी इम्पॅक्टिंग द ग्राउंड वॉटर टेबल ॲज वी ऑल नो इट. आणि बऱ्याच ठिकाणी पाण्याच्या आपल्याला ऐकायला मिळतं की टँकर डिपेंडेंट होत चाललेलं आहे. सो वॉटर स्कॅसिटी, अर्बन हीट आयलँड इफेक्ट, ज्याच्यामध्ये खूप उष्ण होत जातं शहर कारण कॉन्क्रीटचं प्रमाण वाढत जातं आणि त्या मनाने हिरवाई कमी होत जाते आणि दॅट्स वाय इट इज व्हेरी डिफिकल्ट टू मॉडरेट द टेम्परेचर्स. आणि म्हणून यू सी व्हेरी हॉट क्लायमेट microclimates within the city. So rising urban heat island effect दिसतो, shrinking open spaces दिसतात, inadequate recreation spaces दिसतात. You see how Vetar Tekdi today is also surrounded by so much of this development, and suddenly it has shrunk, its geography shrunk to this one space right in the heart. आता ह्या टेकडीवरती 3 प्रोजेक्ट्स प्रपोज्ड आहेत ट्रान्सपोर्टेशनचे. आणि ते आहेत बालभारती पौड फाटा रस्ता, HCMTR असा एक मोठा आता त्याला इंटरनल रिंग रोड असं त्यांनी म्हटलेलं आहे, पण हा अख्खा एलिव्हेटेड रिंग रोड आहे. आणि somebody who's raised hands. Is it anything?
Please ignore because these are all.
Yeah, I removed him. Don't worry.
Yeah?
Go ahead.
Okay.
We will remove
Okay.
them. Okay, please ignore anybody raising.
Okay, fine. So there's Balbharti Paud Fata Rasta, HCMTR elevated project आणि ट्विन टनल्स असे 3 प्रोजेक्ट्स आहेत त्याच जॉग्रफी मध्ये. आणि दे कनेक्ट ऑलमोस्ट द सेम साइड्स ऑफ द सिटी all towards Kothurud आणि from Gokhale Nagar, Panchvati and these spaces. And they are proposed to solve an imagined traffic problem, which currently is very hard to prove in the data. So I'm going to focus today on only Balbharti Paudfata road. It is a 2.1 kilometer long road. It's 30 meter wide, about 100 फुटी रस्ता आहे. इट इज गोइंग टू बी पार्शली एलिव्हेटेड, म्हणजे बालभारती जो की सेनापती बापट रोड जसा वळतो BMCC कडे जायला आणि पुढे लॉ कॉलेज रोड होतो, त्या साईडला जे बालभारती भवन आहे तिकडनं तो रस्ता सुरू होऊन पौड फाट्यापर्यंत जाणार. आणि तो एक 100 फुटी रस्ता बालभारती साईडला एलिव्हेटेड असणार आहे आणि तिथे तो बायफर्केट होणार आहे, म्हणजे 2 रस्ते असणार आहेत. आणि मग ते मर्ज होऊन ऍट ग्रेड रस्ता टेकडीवरनं पौड फाट्याला जुळेल. आणि हा रस्ता कशासाठी प्रपोज केलाय तर इट इज बिलीव्ड दॅट दिस विल बी अन ऑल्टरनेटिव्ह रोड टू लॉ कॉलेज रोड विच हॅज इमॅजिन्ड ट्रॅफिक कंजेशन. पहिल्यांदा हा रस्ता 1982 मध्ये प्रपोज्ड होता आणि तो रस्ता पूर्ण टेकडीच्या स्लोप वरनं जातोय. Why is Veta Tekdi important for us? So this is over 2000 acres of natural green space and it connects a very large area of Pune. So you can imagine from Aund, Baner, Pashan, Karat, if you take the entire सर्कल, कोथरूड, भोसरी कॉलनी, चांदणी चौकामधनं खाली आलो आणि मग मॉडेल कॉलनी, आयडियल कॉलनी, आणि देन यू टर्न ऑन टू द डेक्कन साइड, अख्खा डेक्कन जिमखाना, आणि वर आल्यावरती यू हॅव यु नो गोखले नगर, द एंटायर चतुर्शृंगी हिल. यू pass that and you come back on the Pashan side. So it connects Aund आणि even Aund आणि पंचवटी एरिया. So you see that it covers actually a very very large area. आणि ही टेकडी ह्या एरियाज ना जोडणारी आहे, कारण ह्या सगळ्या एरियाज मधनं या टेकडीवरती तुम्ही जाऊ शकता. पायवाटा आहे, काही ठिकाणी प्रॉपर गेट्स आहेत, आणि काही ARIच्या साईडला तर रस्ता पण वरपर्यंत जातोय. सो अशा सगळ्या भागांमधनं तुम्ही ह्या टेकडीवरती जाऊ शकता. सो इट इज द मोस्ट ऍक्सेसिबल, मोस्ट डेमोक्रॅटिक, मोस्ट म्हणजे कोणीही तिथे जाऊ शकतं. आणि तिथे तुम्ही कुठल्याही वर्गाचे असाल, क्लास, कास्ट, क्रीड, जेंडर, तुम्ही सगळे जाऊ शकता आणि कुठनंही तिथे ऍक्सेस मिळू शकतो. अशा या डेमोक्रॅटिक स्पेसला हे दिस नॅचरली एक्झिस्टिंग, इट्स ऑल्सो मॅन मेड फॉरेस्ट. म्हणजे ह्याला आपण म्हणजे एक सुंदर शब्द म्हणजे ही निसर्ग शाळा आहे ही टेकडी. आणि ह्या टेकडीवरती तुम्ही गेलात तर त्याचे वेगवेगळे बायोडायव्हर्सिटी झोन्स पण आहेत. म्हणजे तुम्ही कुठनं जाता त्याच्यावरनं तुम्हाला काय दिसतं. मध्ये क्वारी आहे जो की मोठा वेटलँड एरिया आहे. आणि ह्या टेकडीवरती लोक खूप वर्ष येत आहेत आणि खूप इथे मैत्री झालेल्या आहेत, लोकांची लग्न जुळलेली आहेत, लोकांची लग्न मोडलेली आहेत. लोक फ्रेंड्स म्हणून येतात, वेळ घालवतात. लहान मुलांना आज पार्क्सनी कुठे जायला, ते निसर्गाबद्दल त्यांची ओळख कशी व्हावी, तर ते टेकडीवर येतात. बर्थडे सेलिब्रेट्स होतात आणि असं खूप इथे लोक ट्रेनिंगला येतात. पोलीस भरतीसाठी असलेली मुलं ज्यांना जिम वगैरे परवडत नाही, ती लोक या टेकडीवरती येतात. अशी खूप वेगवेगळ्या प्रकारची माणसं हा टेकडीचा वापर करत असतात. आणि फक्त ह्युमन्स नाही, नॉन अदर अॅनिमल्स ऑल्सो सर्व्हाइव्ह. देयर इज अ व्हेरी रिच थ्रायव्हिंग बायोडायव्हर्सिटी. अशी ही टेकडी आहे ना, ही पूर्ण लोकांनी वाचवलेली आहे, वाढवलेली आहे आणि जपलेली आहे. सो दिस entire space actually belongs to the citizens. You see over here, 100 years ago, this Tekdi hit this, the building that you see over here is Bhandarkar Oriental Research Institute. आणि त्याच्या मागे ही अख्खी वेताळ टेकडी आहे. आणि ही टेकडी तुम्ही बघितली तर त्याच्यावरती तुम्हाला आजच्या सारखी दाट जंगल दिसत नाही. कारण ओव्हर अ पिरियड ऑफ टाइम ही जागा जी आहे टेकडीची, ही मॅनमेड फॉरेस्ट बनवली गेली आहे. म्हणजे प्लांटेशन ड्राईव्ह करून किंवा एक ग्रीन पुणे प्रोजेक्ट जो PMC आणि फॉरेस्ट डिपार्टमेंटनी आणि सिटीजन्सनी मिळून चालवला होता, त्याच्यामधनं ही ओव्हर अ पिरियड ऑफ टाइम इतके दाट जंगल झालेले आहे. आणि हा अख्खा जो परिसर आहे हा प्रोटेक्टेड आहे का ऑफिशियली? तर नाही. ह्याच्यामध्ये 300 एकर ही रिझर्व फॉरेस्ट एरिया आहे, जी की पुणे फॉरेस्ट डिपार्टमेंटच्या अंडर येते. प्रायव्हेट लँड्स आहेत, काही स्लोप्स वरती असलेले जिथे डेव्हलपमेंट परमिशन नाहीयेत असे काही लँड्स आहेत. गव्हर्नमेंट लीज्ड लँड्स आहेत, जसे ARAI ची जमीन पूर्ण ही गव्हर्नमेंट लीज्ड आहे. आणि मॅनमेड फॉरेस्ट आहेत, जसे की पूर्ण एरिया जिथे प्लांटेशन ड्राईव्ह करून आपण त्याचं हे जे तुम्हाला दिसतंय तसं जंगल केलेलं आहे. आता 2000 मध्ये एक ड्राफ्ट लिस्ट अर्बन नॅचरल हेरिटेज साइट्सची आपण तयार केली होती. सो आता जे UDCPR जे आपण फॉलो करतो डेव्हलपमेंट प्लॅन साठी, त्याच्यामध्ये नॅचरल फीचर्स सुद्धा हेरिटेज साइट्स म्हणून लिस्ट होऊ शकतात. आणि ती करण्याची प्रक्रिया सुद्धा साधारण कल्चरल साइट सारखीच आहे. तर ती प्रक्रिया करणं अपेक्षित आहे आणि म्हणून महानगरपालिकेने एक प्रोसेस सुरू केला होता. सो दे हॅड कॉल्ड फॉर ऑब्जेक्शन्स अँड सजेशन्स. आणि त्याच्यामध्ये आपणही तिथे सांगितलं होतं की दिस नीड्स टू बी प्रोटेक्टेड बिकॉज पर्वती इज, अँड पर्वती इज अ हिल and it is protected as a cultural site. So as a hill it is protected, so why not वेताळ टेकडी? म्हणून आपण वेताळ टेकडीला ऍज अ नॅचरल अँड कल्चरल स्पेस असं दोन्ही म्हणून दिलं होतं. ती प्रक्रिया अर्धवटच झाली. After taking those suggestions, what happened to the list? Did it go into further for notification? असं काही झालं नाहीये. आणि फायनल जो डेव्हलपमेंट प्लॅन होता तो अप्रूव्ह करून आला 2017 मध्ये, त्याच्यामध्ये ही लिस्ट नव्हती, नॅचरल फीचर्सची लिस्ट नव्हती. आता बालभारती पौळफाटा रस्ता जो आहे तो, ऍज आय सेड, was first proposed in 1982. And in 1987 final DP, it was removed from the draft. It was there in the draft DP, but it was removed because there was a very strong public opposition to it on environmental grounds, which was accepted by the state government. And therefore, this project was removed from the final DP. However, 1996 मध्ये the PMC general body resolution काढते, म्हणजे they use another legal provision which is in the Municipal Act, आणि they use that provision to bring in this road. However, in the same year, you have this landmark judgment, which is the T.N. Godavarman versus Union of India case, ज्याच्यामध्ये the definition of forest is expanded to include even those forests which are man-made forests. And therefore, here is a possibility now to save Tekri. The judgment was so powerful that people came, citizens groups back then came together to oppose this road, and even to challenge the general body resolution about this. 2006 मध्ये PMC started construction on the Paudfata side, and they started to build a road, so they got in concrete, and you will see that if you go on the Paudfata side, and you're coming from the along the ARAI road, you will see that there's a lot of concrete poured on the Tekri. And that is in 2006 when they started to build this road. And then there was a big outcry, and people even, they sat there and they resisted. And Nagrik Chetna Manch challenged this resolution and went to the court. The court case went on for a decade. So you see that from the first time it was proposed, after a decade it is brought in again in the in PMC's planning, and then it is challenged by the citizens. And then again after a decade, in 2016, you have the Bombay High Court orders that the road not justified as being in public interest for public good. So the Bombay High Court sets aside the general body resolution, and it proposes something. It says that before construction, you need to form an expert committee. PMC needs to form an expert committee that decides on whether the road is for public good or not. And they have to carry out environment impact assessment. Basically, PMC needs to justify that is the road that important that you would want to permanently destroy the Tekri, which has such a huge environmental value. So in the light of this, and then they of course invoked the directive principles and fundamental duties and so on. Then PMC forms a committee in which you see that there are about 6 members, and 4 of them are PMC officers. There are only 2 independent members. And then a process begins. This happens in 2018. A process begins where consultants are hired to do, one consultant for environment impact assessment and the other for traffic and transportation. They churn out these reports, and based on these reports, PMC rushes into making a decision for the road, and then hires another third consultant to create a detailed project report. Now, this entire process of coming churning out these 2 study reports, and how these study reports have been created and what they say is very, very important, because the devil is actually in the details. So we have key points of opposition to this project based on a couple of things. Environmental impact of the project, which of course their own reports say that there is going to be a substantial impact on the environment on the Tekri. There are the real traffic concerns, in a sense that this entire the traffic study report is very, very faulty. There is serious doubts about the credibility of both these study reports. There has been, in some way the numbers don't match, and there is absolutely no need for this road from the numbers generated by the traffic report. And yet, all the conclusions of both the reports say that the road has to be done, otherwise, we are in dire situation, and so on. And there are discrepancies in reports. There are discrepancies within the study reports as well as with the DPR, which comes in much later. There are also serious governance issues. How PMC has gone about creating these reports, how they have arrived at a decision to have the road, and how they've completely overlooked what the independent experts have been saying about the findings. Now, their own findings say that over 3,000 trees are to be axed to save about 500 meters of travel distance for this road. Official figures that they put in the report are definitely different from what you see on the ground. Now, they another part of the report is also that it will have a minimal damage to the hill slope. So the environment impact assessment report says that they have created this three color codings, 1, 2, 3, as you see over here, red, yellow, and green. The red zone is a high priority zone, and that is where you are going to have elevated roads, two roads, and this is how they are going to look. Now, according to them, this elevation will allow people to walk from underneath, but that's just that's really not that's not even correct as per their own report, because there is for three reasons. One is to construct these elevated pillars, they are going to need to flatten these surfaces, and that is something their own report says. And we have been asking PMC this very question. We even spoke to consultant in one of the meetings to ask them की तुम्हाला हे कसे तुम्ही तिथे पिलर करणार, तुम्ही कशा पद्धतीने मशिनरी तिथे घेऊन जाणार. सो ही हॅड टोल्ड अस की आम्हाला तिथे एक 14 मीटर वाईड रस्ता म्हणजे तिथे आम्हाला सॉरी विल हॅव टू कन्स्ट्रक्ट अबाउट 30 मीटर to 50 मीटर of leveling of the slope we'll have to do at this slope in order to take our machinery there. And so you can only imagine ki purna, the section, that entire one section where you will have elevated rasta, everywhere they will need to have an access road created for and for other material to get to the site and then have this road done. So which means it's not just having a pillar and they've been saying ki elevated section asil ta tithe it will save the environment, but that's not even close to being correct, and more than that, their own report says that HCMTR is planned along the same route as BBPP road, and the HCMTR is an elevated highway, and the pillars for that elevated highway are going to come between these two pillars that you see to your on your screen. So imagine between these two pillars. So the one is there's a to and fro road. Between these two pillars, you're going to have another pillar which goes even taller, and that's where you're going to have an elevated highway which will run along the BBPP road and then go further. So it's completely untrue that this is all that the elevation is going to save the tekadi and that you're going to be able to walk underneath. It's going to create dark spaces which are not going to be very safe. And over here below, you see that their own report says that debris dumping, labor colony, sanitary facilities, all of this have to be prohibited in these areas. But if you're going to have so much construction activity, there is no way you can prohibit these activities as well. And I mean, come on, we are seeing it right around us where metro work is happening, and so much needs to be there at the site. So we are seeing a construction activity which is going to be prolonged, and it's going to have an impact on the ecology and perhaps permanently destroy it and definitely destroy the slope. So this thing that and the height of the pillars is about 2.5 meters. So you can imagine that HCMTR comes even above that. Now, this is how that section looks. This is how the red section, which is the high priority eco-sensitive zone, looks. And it has these, त्याच्या खाली झरे आहेत. So it has these natural streams that form ponds. आणि, बऱ्याच ठिकाणी you will see that they are active झरे. This third section is the section where they had poured concrete in 2006, which has degraded the slope. But this degradation can be reversed by rewilding. So it's not a dead space, it is only degraded. And they say that since already constructed road activity, dumping solid waste, etc., resulted in low habitat. So this is something that PMC has created. It is not the natural feature of this tekadi. So this is important to know. PMC has all along been talking about how this road is not on the hill slope and it's on the foothills of Veta Tekadi, which is completely wrong because we did this alignment using Google Earth. And as you can see, a typical hilltop hill slope is 1.5 1:5 slope ratio, and you will see that for most part that's the ratio that is there. And this is the zoning in green you will see in Pune's DP where it shows as hilltop hill slope. Veta Tekadi also is very rich because it has one of the most largest intact aquifers, as Aquadam report states. And you know what is happening around you. These are some of the hills which are on the Baner side, and you see how water is gushing out like waterfall. And these tekadis actually store water for the city, and therefore there are issues of sustainability. So Veta Tekdi catchment areas, we have the only, I mean, Aqua Dam that's won several awards recently. Himanshu Kulkarni sir also won awards for his work. And we have the scientific data that shows that there are about seven, over here. See, the section between Narstop and Bhandarkar Institute are host to seven aquifers, which four of these shallow, unconfined aquifers lying in the portion where Law College Road and lower and middle reaches of Vetar Hill is. Not just that, the environment impact assessment study which PMC has done includes a hydrology report. And this is what hydrologists have to say, that there are good small stream networks that recharge groundwater. It verifies that there is a potential aquifer system that feeds all the wells which are in Deccan area or in Kothurud or wherever there are still wells within the buildings and so on. It's recharging those bore wells. And at the same time, it is also, in case of heavy rainfall, it's a flood control zone. So it is actually, existing plantation helps control the floods. And what the report categorically states is that if the road must be done, then it is essential to restrict the development only to the construction of the road. And here the assumption is that the entire road is at grade. So you have to imagine that the study reports were created before PMC took the decision whether the road should be elevated or at grade. So the reports given by hydrologists or any other experts on ecology were given assuming that the road is going to be at grade and not elevated. So that construction is not really featured in. And then the conclusion of this report, which includes all this important data, is that the ecology survey carried out on the project site and project area indicates the presence of man-made plantation of exotic variety of tree species. Most of the land cover in the project area is eroded with very less or absence of soil cover, and the area does not support any significant faunal activity. So the conclusion, actually, if you read the whole conclusion, it seriously undermines all the findings which are included in the report. So there are contradictions within the report. Now, we all have heard that PMC has been saying that, oh, this road is essential for the city because it's going to decongest it and so on. In the past, particularly in the post-COVID times, every survey and every report which has come on the most congested roads, 10 most congested roads in the city or 10 most congested junctions, do not include this section of the city at all. It does not mention Law College Road anyway. So, and that the local road will solve some transit time and so on. However, their own traffic study says, so I'm just going to simplify this data here. Their own data shows that see, when you come from Symbiosis over here to your right, you have 1,16,000 vehicles which are reported at this Khandekar Chowk. As you come down Law College Road, Athole Chowkat, you see 34,301 vehicles. And then at Noistop, you see 60,000. What basically means is between Athole Chowk and Khandekar Chowk, the traffic that is coming onto the Law College Road is actually going in the Deccan Gymkhana areas and using the bylanes of Prabhat Road and Bandarkar Road to get onto Ferguson College area, Road, which is a one way, or to other areas, going to the Pet areas and so on. So people are actually going down. They are not going towards Kothrood, or they are not going towards Karve Road or Paud Fata. Much of the traffic is going within the Deccan Gymkhana. Now that traffic will continue to be there even if there is a road, because why will they use Law College Road anyways? So there are these very serious issues with the data that is generated for the traffic study. Also, there's like 15% of the LCR traffic is diverted, to the proposed road. So it's only 15%. Even their report says that only 15% of this Law College Road traffic is going to be using Balbharti Parpata Road. Further, when there was an engagement with the expert committee members, particularly the external members and the consultants agreed to this, that the Balbharti Paudpata Road is a short-term solution for only 12 to 15 years. And the long-term solution is good and efficient public transport. Now, we have to think as citizens that really for just 12 to 15 years, and the studies were done in 2019, so you can imagine we are already in 2025. Is this really good enough for having this kind of a permanent damage? Not just that, the reason why these studies are extremely faulty is because of the projections they have made. The traffic report says that from the projections in 2023, if there was no law college, if there was no Balbharti Paudpata Road, then in a no project scenario, the traffic on Law College Road should have come to a standstill. But do you really see that happening even today? We are in 2025. I don't remember one single day when the traffic on Law College Road was at a standstill. So there is serious problems with the way this data has been generated. The projections have been made, and therefore, we have been challenging these reports altogether. Now the thing is this, that you see over here that this is Veta Tekdi quarry, and around Veta Tekdi, you have metro network that is growing. You already have the line from that goes, the station being at Ideal Colony and down to Ramwadi. But you also have the extension of this metro now. You're going to have another Baner Road metro, which will be functional very soon. And these network of metro is going to ease the traffic, is supposed to ease the traffic, because it's one of the most expensive capital intensive projects we are running in the city. And if you know Ashwini Bhide, who has been, she's really hailed for her Mumbai metro project. And she herself in Gokhale Institute in one of the talks had said that while you're having a metro, you cannot have parallel roads being constructed, because that will be a deterrent. People will never go onto, metro if you do that. Anyway, another part of this project is that the complete environment impact assessment and traffic study is done without, after it is done in the DPR, which is the detailed project report, we see a completely new construction of an underpass and an overbridge at Khandekar Chowk. So here you have coming from Senapati Bapat. Now this circle I'm going to show you. This is what is proposed in the development plan. And this is a very scary, this is a lot of construction, because you have an underpass which is coming up on the road which is close to the NCC training ground, which narrows down the footpath. So your footpath is going to be narrowed down, and your road width is also going to be narrowed down like this. So here you see, that there is a drastic reduction in the carriageway. You have the footpath, which is now become 2.5. So from 3, you become 2.5, and you're going to have an underpass right in the middle, which is going to reduce the width. Now, this is how these are the projections which we did. the simulation is done by people from VTBKS to show you what kind of problem this is going to create. So here you have Senapati Bapat Road, Bal Bharti Paur Phata and Law College. So the DPR shows that as you come from Senapati Bapat Road, you're going to have a ramp that goes onto BBPP. So which is going to narrow that road. There are going to be only 15% of the traffic that will go on to the Bal Bharti Paur Phata road. Rest entire traffic is still going to use Senapati Bapat road to turn onto the Law College road. And as they turn onto this road, you're immediately going to see that there is an underpass that you're faced by. So you can only imagine the chaos that it will create. And 6 meters, which means that it's just a little wider than the bus. And this underpass is for people who are coming from Paur Phata and getting onto the Law College road. And then from here, you're going to have another road that turns ramp to get on to, like if you take a left from here. This cream color block is actually Bhandarkar Oriental Research Institute. So some of their land will be gone to create that turning access. So what happened in 2023 is we learned from the papers that there has been a cost escalation for this project, and the cost has increased from 235 crores to 251. And that's when we learned that there is a change in alignment. Now, this change of alignment has happened after the approval for the road. And we were wondering, why is this escalation of 16 crores? And I have to tell you that none of these reports have ever been in the public domain before the rally, before 2023. So we had to file RTI, chase the PMC people to get these reports and then study them in detail. Now, if you see that what this cost escalation was for, so there's a builder on Paur Phata side, there's a Survey 44 plot, and the builder plans extensive development of the Survey 44. And what you see over here is this is in SRA scheme, and we all know that SRA scheme is a major scam today. But you have commercial shopping center, residential buildings over here planned, and a complete SRA scheme for the Kelewadi Vasti. And the HCMTR and Bal Bharti Road, they both go through his plot. And then we filed in more RTIs, and we kind of as a group just went and barged into PMC offices to access files. And what we learned from the correspondences that we obtained was that apparently in 2019, when the consultants were to start their studies and they were already doing their studies, there was discussion between PMC and this builder to realign the road and to have them both merged together. And this means that the PMC always knew that there is this massive construction that is going to take place on the Paur Phata side. And the road is actually something that is going to help this construction. And it was a hearsay before this that the road is for the benefit of a builder, but we didn't really quite know how it is benefiting. But now we had the proof that here you will see in the project design, you will see an underpass and service roads which give access to BBPP road from this project. And then PMC said that this Survey 44 is not on Tekadi, so it will not impact the Tekadi. However, you see here the plot from various angles, and all of this is Tekadi and Tekadi slope. So in March 2023,
Prajakta?
yes, this is last.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, so in March 2023, as you know, there was a rally, and then 5,000 people came together to oppose this road because PMC was going ahead with tendering for its construction. And since then, Veta Tikri Bachao Kriti Samiti has really been tracking PMC. We've been fighting legal battles on this, and currently there's a case that is going on in Supreme Court. After our call in 2023, we pushed for PMC to publish all their reports on their website so that people can take it and read it for themselves. And when they published the records, the DPRs, what we saw, the DPR that we accessed from RTI and we have known all along was now modified, and you see that there's a change in the alignment shown here, but it has not been in the public domain. So anyway, so the current status of this entire project is that in 2022 there was we had filed a PIL challenging the entire process, how these reports were generated, and that PMC has not really followed what Bombay High Court order said. And that was turned down last this year by the High Court, Bombay High Court, the case, our appeal. And we have gone to Supreme Court now. And what we want is, we want these projects, our ask is that all three projects have to be cancelled from DP because they have no basis. They are not implementable, but they are benefiting all these builders with giving them concessions and all kinds of perks. And HTHS, which is hilltop hill slopes, have to be protected, and this hill cannot go, because if this hill is, even if we allow for a little construction, it will be the beginning of the destruction of this space, and then you will see that we will have serious sustainability issues for the city. So this is summing up the 40 years of the struggle into I don't know, half an hour. So
Okay.
if
No, actually, we went a little over time, but that's okay. I
okay,
couldn't stop you because it was so insightful, and I'm sure it offered a fresh perspective to many people, and really very important data points also. I can see lots of parallels between the TECD related studies and protests, and also river RFD related protests and studies. So I have been asking people to type their questions here. Shailja Tai says, fantastic presentation, very well studied. Of course, and if anybody has any questions, please type in the chat box.
People
तोपर्यंत
can
मला एक प्रश्न आहे, तोपर्यंत मी विचारते
hmm,
people
की
can unmute
त्यांनी
and also ask. Yeah. Yeah.
ओके, पीपल कॅन अनम्यूट, दॅट्स गुड. त्यांनी जे हेरिटेज साईट म्हणून अप्लाय केलं होतं आणि ते झालं
hmm,
नाही, त्याच्यासाठी
hmm.
त्यांनी काही रिझन दिला का?
सो ते झालं नाही असं नाहीये, पण ते झालं असंही नाहीये. सो देर इज अ प्रोसेस दॅट इज लेड आउट इन MRTP, ज्याच्यामध्ये लिस्ट इज क्रिएटेड ऑफ possible sites, and then it is it's sort of a declaration by PMC that we want to declare these sites as heritage sites, and then there is a process की 2 महिन्यामध्ये तुम्ही ऑब्जेक्शन सजेशन सगळं द्यायचे. आणि मग त्याचे ते वे केले जातात, म्हणजे कोणाला जर काही ऑब्जेक्शन असतील तर त्याचं एक हिअरिंग होतं, जस्ट लाईक DP. आणि ते झाल्यानंतर ती जी लिस्ट असते ती स्टेट गव्हर्नमेंट कडे जाते, आणि दॅट बिकम्स, द स्टेट गव्हर्नमेंट अप्रूव्हज इट एज पार्ट ऑफ DP. सो त्याला DP सारखं, म्हणजे देर इज दिस आय एम सॉरी, सेक्शन 37 का काहीतरी आहे की DP ऑल्टर करायचा असेल तर एक मोठा प्रोसेस करावा लागतो, पण ह्या गोष्टीसाठी करावा लागत नाही. So this can merely be notified and gazetted by the state government. It is as simple as that. And therefore this list can be modified at any point. तर वेताळ टेकडी त्याच्यामध्ये घातली होती, आणि आम्ही त्याला सपोर्टही केला होता. त्यानंतर आम्ही अनेक पत्र पण लिहिलेले आहेत हेरिटेज कमिटीला. हेरिटेज कमिटी म्हणतं की हे आमच्या कडे नाहीये, आम्ही ते ऑलरेडी, म्हणजे आम्ही ती प्रक्रिया पूर्ण करून PMC ला सांगितलं होतं की आता ह्याच्या पुढे तुम्ही ते पाठवणं अपेक्षित आहे स्टेट गव्हर्नमेंटला, पण ते त्यांनी केलेलं नाहीये. सो
म्हणजे PMC कडे अडकलं आहे, PMC ने ते पाठवलं नाही.
PMCने ते पुढे नेलं नाहीये.
प्राजक्ता, तू हे बंद करून तुझा व्हिडिओ ऑन करशील का? म्हणजे आपल्या सगळ्या
हो
जे पार्टिसिपंट्स आहेत त्यांना सगळ्यांना बघायला मिळेल की ते कोणाकडनं
हो
इतकी चांगली माहिती डिटेलमध्ये समजून घे.
हो हो, I'll just join in. Yes.
तोपर्यंत आपण पुढचा प्रश्न बघूया. Can we know the latest stand by honorary MP मुरली मोहोळ? एक मिनिट, आय थिंक ती पुन्हा जॉईन होतीये.
Hi, I'm here. I'm just trying to figure out the video, but I can take questions in the
आय थिंक या तुला चॅट मध्ये दिसतात का? नाही तर मी तुला सांगते, काही प्रॉब्लेम नाहीये. What was the stated official reason by PMC to make this road in the 80s when LCR would have had just a handful of vehicles?
Well, that is hard to say. So see, HCMTR was also proposed in 1980s around the same time, and it was a rail route. So it was supposed to be an elevated rail route or something. So probably to complement this, the road would have, people would have thought that this road could connect the two sides. See, otherwise you have to go around the Tekdi to reach Aund. So maybe Aund was also being planned as upcoming, and it was a growing area. So people would have thought that let's connect these two growing areas. But 1980s is a very different time, because actually this Tekdi then was still on the outskirts of Pune. Much of Pune was still, around the core area and Deccan, and Kothurud was coming up and Aund was. So we are looking at a very different world in 1980s. So back then, the opposition, of course, was always on the environmental grounds, because the hill provides for recharging of bore wells around these areas. So people were still using बऱ्याचशा वाड्यांमध्ये, बऱ्याचशा बंगल्यांमधले जे काही विहिरी होत्या त्या रिचार्ज व्हायच्या. सो त्या बेसिसवरती असू शकतं. ऑल्सो तिकडे 1990s मध्ये म्हणजे लगेचच त्या टेकडीवरती ग्रीन पुणे प्रोजेक्ट सुरू झाला, आणि फॉरेस्ट डिपार्टमेंटचं ड्राईव्ह सुरू झाले. सो लोक टेकडीवर जायची, आणि सो त्यांचा कनेक्ट होता त्यावेळेस सुद्धा.
पुढचा प्रश्न आहे की मुरलीधर मोहोळांचा ह्याच्यावरती काय स्टँड आहे? ही वॉज देअर विथ MLA मिस्टर शिरोळे.
हो. We have always asked to meet him. He has never given us an appointment to meet. He had assured us that no decision would be taken without consulting people, Punekars. But the Punekars he is consulting, I don't know who they are, because they are clearly anybody who studied these projects. म्हणजे वेता टेकडी बचाव कृती समिती आहे एंटायरली सिटीजन ड्रिव्हन आहे, आणि मला नाही वाटत कुणालाही त्यांनी कधीही बोलवलेलं आहे कुठल्याही याला प्रेझेंटेशनला. पण ही वॉज सेंग, त्यांनी कधी असं म्हटलं नाहीये की हा रस्ता नको आहे आणि आपण हा काढू. म्हणजे मेधा कुलकर्णी सुद्धा त्याच पार्टीतल्या आहेत. त्यांनी एक स्टँड घेतलेला, आणि त्या आमच्या बरोबरही होत्या. त्या अजूनही बहुतेक त्याच स्टँडला धरून आहेत की हा रस्ता ह्या टेकडीवर नको. तसा स्टँड सिद्धार्थ शिरोळेंनी पण घेतलेला नाहीये आणि मुरलीधर मोहोळांनी पण घेतलेला नाहीये. बट दे हॅव बीन डिप्लोमॅटिक अबाउट इट.
एक मिनिट संजीव, तू प्राजक्ताला आता ती पुन्हा जॉईन झाली आहे वेगळ्या डिव्हाइसनी, तर तिला को-होस्ट करतोस का? म्हणून तिचा व्हिडिओ ऑन होत नाही. सो दॅट वी कॅन सी हर. संजीव,
हॅलो.
Done.
done. Yeah, I think you can switch on your video now.
It was not happening.
Yeah, because we don't allow that. Okay.
Oh, good.
Okay,
Hi.
finally.
This is
Nice
how
to see you. Someone wants a similar session on Panchavti Tunnel project. We would be happy to host that as well after a few weeks maybe. Shailatai has a question about biodiversity. When so much biodiversity is established, can it not come under Biodiversity and Biological Diversity Act?
ऍक्च्युली इट कॅन कम अंडर ऑल ऍक्ट. वेटलँड ऍक्ट पण आहे, बायोडायव्हर्सिटी ऍक्ट पण आहे. थोडासा ह्या लीगल फ्रेमवर्कचा अभ्यास केल्यानंतर व्हॉट इज seen is this, that every act has new set of restrictions, so we'll have to study how those restrictions play out. म्हणजे actually forest department, I mean, you know, their situation currently is this, that they need us to be on their side all the time because they are now a weakened organization. म्हणजे खास करून ह्या बाबतीत जिथे एवढा सगळा फॉरेस्ट लँड आहे, तिथे सुद्धा त्यांना अवघड जात आहे टू असर्ट देमसेल्व्स. सो ह्या सगळ्या ऍक्ट्स मध्ये ज्या बॉडीज इन्व्हॉल्ड आहेत, त्यांची क्षमता काय आहे ते प्रोटेक्ट करणे का, विल वी जस्ट बी क्रिएटिंग अनादर इन्स्टिट्यूशनल फ्रॅगमेंटेशन अराउंड इट. सो ह्या सगळ्याचा थोडा अभ्यास करता आला पाहिजे. We are doing it. We would love the quarry to be wetland because it is a quarry lake and you know, it qualifies to be wetland. It's a long process. We are doing it right now. आम्ही त्याची सुरुवात केलेली आहे. थोडा वेळ लागेल to create that dossier and so on. But yes, one needs to really study whether this kind of institutional fragmentation will it help the TKD or complicate it further. कारण सध्या अशी परिस्थिती झाली आहे की पुणे फॉरेस्ट डिव्हिजन itself is a weakened authority that cannot assert itself as it should. Then what do we expect from? There is within the cities generally these kind of areas, the biggest stewardship comes from people. आणि लोकांनी धरून ठेवलंय म्हणून 40 वर्ष रस्ता झाला नाहीये किंवा HCMTR झाला नाहीये.
In the upcoming corporations elections, what kind of role can we expect from future corporators to save वेता टेकडी? मला माहितीये प्रश्न प्राजक्ता दिवेकरला आहे, पण मला असं वाटतं की कॉर्पोरेटर्सना प्रेशर टाकणं हा आपला रोल आहे. कॉर्पोरेटर्सनी आपल्याला सपोर्ट करावं टेकडीसाठी, हा आपला रोल आहे असं मला वाटतं. यू कॅन ऑफकोर्स यू कॅन ऑल्सो आन्सर.
सो गेल्या 1 वर्षामध्ये एक तर मी नक्की सांगू शकते की पीपल्स प्रेशर हॅज वर्कड ऑन दीज कॉर्पोरेटर्स दॅट इन एव्हरी इलेक्शन, अटलिस्ट इलेक्शन मॅनिफेस्टोज हॅव इन्क्लुडेड द कॉज ऑफ वेता टेकडी. आणि काहींनी फार डिप्लोमॅटिकली लिहिलंय, काहींनी फार स्ट्रॉंग स्टँड घेतलेला आहे, पण निदान एन्व्हायरमेंटल इश्यूज हॅव मेड टू द इलेक्शन मॅनिफेस्टोज. आणि प्रयत्न ह्यावेळेस पण असाच असणार आहे. अजून आम्ही पूर्ण अशी स्ट्रॅटेजी लेआउट नाही केली आहे, बट वी इंटेंड टू have a demonstration. We do want to make our voices louder to these corporators that they need to protect the city first. City sustain पाण्याचं सोंग नाही आणू शकत, जसं पैशाचं नाही आणू शकत तसं पाण्याचं सोंग नाही आणू शकत. आपल्याला पाणी हवंच आहे, आणि जसं नदी स्वच्छ तर हवीच आहे, मग नदीला पुरवणारं पाणी ज्या डोंगरांकडनं येतं ते डोंगर पण काही आपण वाचवलेच पाहिजे. बिकॉज द रेट ॲट विच वी आर डिस्ट्रॉइंग द हिल्स आउटसाइड इन द पेरिफेरी, वी आर गोइंग टू हॅव सिरियस ग्राउंड वॉटर इश्यूज आणि वी आर गोइंग टू हॅव सिरियस वॉटर इश्यूज ओनली. टँकरना पण पाणी लागतं शेवटी, ते कुठनं आणतात? सो आपल्याला ह्या सगळ्याचा विचार करावा लागेल इन टर्म्स ऑफ द सस्टेनेबिलिटी. इज दिस सिटी सस्टेनेबल इन द लॉंग रन? Would you want to live in a city which is so densified that has destroyed its natural heritage? आणि open spaces नाही, gardens नाही. So are we, what kind of a world we are becoming? It's a larger
पुढे
question.
एक कमेंट आहे शनिवार वाड्याबद्दल की इतकी वर्ष प्रयत्न करून इतके वर्ष लढतायत तरी सुद्धा शनिवार वाड्याला अजून हेरिटेज म्हणून अलाउ केलेलं नाहीये. आणि
That's not true. शनिवार वाडा is a national monument.
ओके, गुड टू नो.
शनिवार वाडा is a national monument. It comes under ASI. विश्रामबाग वाडा is a state protected monument, but PMC looks after it. So आहे कराय म्हणजे that's the only national monument. 3 नॅशनल मॉन्युमेंट्स आहेत सिटीमध्ये, त्यात शनिवार वाडा आहे, आगा खान पॅलेस आहे, पाताळेश्वर आहे.
ग्रेट. पुढचं असं आहे की देर वॉज अन असेसमेंट डन बाय द सेंट्रल एम्पावर्ड कमिटी. इज देर एनी अपडेट ऑन इट?
Yes, the report has come, and I believe the report is very strongly against the road because they did their own assessments. They visited the sites. CEC मध्ये आपलं हिअरिंग झालं होतं तेव्हा सुद्धा PMC ला मुद्द्याचं काहीच बोलता आलं नाही. They could not support their data. See, आम्ही काय we don't have the resources that PMC does. So we are only studying their own data and asking the questions based on that. We have engaged with the consultants, and I would like to share this that the consultants themselves have told us very shocking things. जसं DPR ज्याने बनवला त्याने जे एलिव्हेटेड हायवेज म्हणजे दाखवलेत ते पिलर्स, जेव्हा आम्ही त्यांना विचारलं की ह्याच्यासाठी तुम्ही जी झाडं कापणार आहात ती कुठे लावणार, तर त्यांनी सांगितलं आम्हाला हा चांदणी चौकाच्या पलीकडे कुठेतरी लावू. सो वी सेड नाही पण मग टेकडीला काय फायदा त्याचा. सो ही सेड की हा नाही ह्या 2 पिलर्सच्या मध्ये लावूया ना मग आपण. आणि आम्ही त्यांना म्हणालो नाही पण ह्या 2 पिलर्सच्या मध्ये तुम्ही HCMTRचा पिलर प्लॅन केलाय ना. हा पण तो तर येईल तेव्हा ना, तोपर्यंत ही झाडं वाढतील. How can we expect these people to have they don't have the kind of sensitivity that we can bring in. So we have to oppose these kind of consultants. Scientific data तुम्ही पर्याय शोधा वगैरे हे सगळं ठीक आहे पण
there is a suggestion that we should approach Medhatai Kulkarni.
She was there for the rally and she does support us. She has been vocal. त्यांनी ट्विटही केलेला आहे. अलीकडे त्यांचा स्टँड तोच आहे असं मी अज्युम करत
आहे. तोच आहे. What level of awareness do we need to create pressure on the corporation or the other bodies, or should we cumulatively file case on this? What's the legal way? असा एक प्रश्न.
लीगल वे आम्ही ऑलरेडी करतोच आहोत. वी हॅव चॅलेंज्ड PMC's डिसिजन मेकिंग ॲबिलिटीज इन केस ऑफ दिस पर्टिक्युलर सिनारिओ. त्यांनी जे हायकोर्टाने करायला सांगितलं होतं त्या पद्धतीनं त्यासाठी त्यांनी ते नाही केलेलं आहे. सो वी आर चॅलेंजिंग दिस, वी आर फायटिंग इट. इट्स नॉट इझी. इट is very taxing because PMC very aggressively wants this road because this benefits the builder, and builder lobby rules. So PMC has now become a sort of, sometimes I wonder, they have become a sort of an extended staff for the builder. म्हणजे ते त्यांच्या इतकं ते त्याला धरून असतात की फार अनरिझनेबल. PMC has not read these reports. I have to say this because in our meeting it was established that when before आता अनिरुद्ध पावसकर आहेत पण त्याच्या आधी विजी कुलकर्णी होते आणि ते बसले होते, त्यांना माहिती नव्हते हे डिस्क्रिपन्सीज जे आम्ही त्यांना दाखवून दिले. सो याचा अर्थ तुम्ही कन्सल्टंट कशासाठी हायर केलाय? our money is basically being wasted, hiring consultants who dish out projects they need. सिटिझन्सने काय केलं पाहिजे ते म्हणजे सिटिझन्स हॅव टू मेक एन अटेम्प्ट टू नो मोर अबाउट projects like these. Seek data, study it on your own, be the one to you arrive if you think that you don't believe the narrative, you don't believe the people who have studied it, you study on your own. आम्ही सगळे डॉक्युमेंट्स ह्या प्रोजेक्ट्स रिलेटेड RTI मधनं जे मिळालेले आहेत ते एका लिंकवर टाकलेले आहेत. त्या लिंकवर
शेअर करशील का?
हो, इट्स देअर. जे ब्रॉडकास्ट वरती आय कुड शेअर अ ब्रॉडकास्ट लिंक हिअर ओनली. आणि तुम्ही ती लिंक जॉईन करा आणि you can sort of be part of that thing. एक मिनिट, I'll just quickly do that. आणि you will be updated. आणि त्यांच्या सगळ्या इंट्रोडक्शन ते वरती लिहिलं असतं ब्रॉडकास्टच्या ग्रुपच्या, त्याच्यावरती लिंक आहे. त्या लिंकवर बऱ्याच जणांनी हा डेटा ऍक्च्युली घेतलाय आणि अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल हू आर डेटा सायंटिस्ट हॅव युज्ड दिस डेटा टू मेक देअर ओन
ओके. अंगद म्हणतोय की तो ब्रॉडकास्ट लिंक शेअर करेल. मला असं वाटतं की आपण 9 वाजून गेलेले आहेत. शेवटचा एखादा प्रश्न घेऊया. नंतर
थोडंसं बोलताल का फक्त?
हो, चालेल.
There is a question that are there any plans to engage any social media influencers for Pune to take this cause to increase the outrage?
Right, but one of the things, Sanjeev, is that these are very generic questions. If anybody has any technical specific question, we can take
Okay.
that.
Yeah, fine.
राईट.
मला
कारण
फक्त
ते तर
थोडं
आहेच की तुम्ही पुढाऱ्यांशी बोला, तुम्ही सोशल इन्फ्लुएन्सशी बोला. सॉरी, कोणाला तरी प्रश्न विचारायचा होता. शैलेश.
हा सॉरी मॅडम, लगेच मी वाइंड अप करतो. शनिवारवाड्याचं फक्त जरा थोडंसं मिसअंडरस्टँडिंग झालं. मला असं बोलायचं होतं, मी गावात राहतो. शनिवारवाड्याच्या इथल्या नागरिकांची अनेक वर्षापासूनची मागणी आहे बांधकामाबद्दल. आता तिथे 200-300 वर्षाचे वाडे आहेत, ते अगदी वासे पडून मरायला आलीत लोक, तरी काहीही करता येत नाही. साधी दुरुस्ती पण करता येत नाही. तिथं मात्र हेरिटेजचे दाखले दिले जातात, कारण दिले जातात. आणि मग इथे मात्र हेरिटेज करण्यासाठी काय सोयीस्कर डिले केला जातो, असं मला तो पॉइंट म्हणायचा होता. म्हणजे आपल्या वेताळ टेकडीला उलट जास्त तिथं गरजेचं आहे. तिथं मात्र अजिबात, म्हणजे तिथं आपल्याला सगळं 3-4 FSI करून सगळी गर्दी करायची आहे. आणि जिथं 200-300 वर्षापूर्वीचं सगळं गरजेचं आहे, तिथं मात्र वर्षानुवर्ष सगळं ते पेंडिंग ठेवलं. एवढाच माझा मुद्दा होता.
ओके, सो मला एक थोडंसं याच्यात ऍड करायचंय. नागरिकांना थोडासा कायदा समजून घेणं पण फार महत्वाचं आहे. जसं आता आपण म्हणालो की ह्याला प्रोटेक्शन, वेताळ टेकडीला बायोडायव्हर्सिटी ऍक्ट अंडर देऊ शकतो का, वेटलँड ऍक्ट बद्दल अंडर देऊ शकतो का, ह्या सगळ्या कायद्यांमध्ये एक रेग्युलेटरी फ्रेमवर्क तयार होतं. जसंच शनिवारवाड्याला नॅशनल मॉन्युमेंटचा रेग्युलेटरी फ्रेमवर्क आहे, ते रूल्स स्टेट मॉन्युमेंटसाठी नाही आहेत. सो म्हणून जेव्हा शनिवारवाड्याची गोष्ट येते तेव्हा त्याच्या पेरिफेरीमध्ये डेव्हलपमेंट हे प्रोहिबिटेड आणि रेग्युलेटेड आहे. तशाच पद्धतीनं बाकीच्या ऍक्ट्स मध्ये सुद्धा वेताळ टेकडीला जसं आपण कॉन्झर्व्ह करायला जाऊ तेव्हा त्यांचे रेग्युलेटरी फ्रेमवर्क्स काय आहेत ते आपल्याला जाणून घेणं महत्वाचं आहे. सो मला असं वाटतं की अधिकाधिक सामान्य माणसांनी, ज्यांचं शिक्षण झालंय, जे इंजिनियर्स आहेत म्हणा किंवा कुठल्याही विषयांमध्ये काम करतात, त्यांना जस्ट आउट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट की हे काय आहे हे कुतूहल म्हणून घेतलं पाहिजे आणि वाचलं पाहिजे. यू नीड टू अंडरस्टँड हाऊ लॉ फंक्शन्स. कारण PMC आणि हे ज्या सगळ्या प्लॅनिंग अथॉरिटीज आहेत हे ह्या पेचातच निघून जातात. म्हणजे द लाईक आय सेड, द डेव्हिल इज इन द डिटेल्स आणि वी नीड टू अंडरस्टँड द डिटेल्स ऑफ दीज प्रोजेक्ट्स. सो त्यांचा अभ्यास करणं, आणि आम्ही खूप सामान्य सिटिझन्सच आहोत. म्हणजे माझ्या बरोबरीच्या सुषमा दाते ह्या पिडियाट्रिशियन आहेत किंवा सुमिता काळे ह्या इकॉनॉमिस्ट आहेत. तर म्हणजे आम्ही काय असे अर्बन प्लॅनर्स आहोत किंवा एन्व्हायरमेंट स्पेशलिस्ट आहोत वगैरे नाही आहोत, पण आपल्या कॉमन सेन्सला काही गोष्टी कळतात. आपल्या कॉमन सेन्सनी आपण आयुष्य जगत असतो आणि म्हणून वी नीड टू फाइंड डेटा. पण गेल्या काही वर्षामध्ये आम्ही जो काय हा अभ्यास करतोय, इथे सुद्धा आम्ही अनेक एक्सपर्ट्सना विचारलं. जिओलॉजिस्ट आहेत, पुण्यामध्ये तर खूप एक्सपर्ट्स आहेत. तर जिओलॉजिस्ट आहेत किंवा इकॉलॉजी सोसायटीनी आम्हाला भयंकर मदत केलेली आहे किंवा वाईल्ड लाईफ एक्सपर्ट्स आहेत. ह्या सगळ्यांना आम्ही हे सगळा डेटा दाखवला आणि त्यांना आम्ही विचारलं की तुम्ही सांगा याच्यात काही अर्थ आहे का. ट्रॅफिक ट्रान्सपोर्टसाठी आपल्याकडे हर्षद अभ्यंकर आहेत. सो you can do as citizens, I would say ki rather than brooding on a problem की आपल्याला काय असं होतच नाही आणि हे वगैरे, मला असं वाटतं की सोल्युशन कडे जायचं असेल तर आपल्याला आधी आपला अभ्यास केला पाहिजे की हे नक्की काय होतंय, का होतंय, आणि मग त्या लोकांना भेटलं पाहिजे की ज्यांना या गोष्टींविषयी माहिती आहे का, त्यांनी याचा अभ्यास केलाय वगैरे वगैरे. सो हे खरं आहे, वेताळ टेकडी सारखा निसर्ग वारसा हा आपल्याला जपता आला नाही. मोठा नद्यांसारखा निसर्ग वारसा हा फक्त निसर्ग वारसा नाहीये, हा सांस्कृतिक वारसा सुद्धा आहे, पुण्याची ओळख आहे ही. सो ह्या गोष्टी आपण नाही सांभाळता आलं आपल्याला तर मग आय डोंट नो व्हॉट इज वर्थ इट.
ग्रेट, थँक्यू प्राजक्ता. आणि काही प्रश्न आहेत ते आपण आता घेऊ शकणार नाही आहोत कारण आता 9:06 मिनिटं झाली आहेत. पण अंगदनी लिंक दिली आहे तर तुम्ही तो व्हॉट्सअप ग्रुप अवश्य जॉईन करा. तिथे तुम्ही वेताळ टेकडीबद्दल अजून शंका विचारू शकता. तुमच्या ज्या मित्रमैत्रिणींना आजचा वेबिनार अटेंड करता आला नाही तो हा वेबिनार आपल्या पुणे रिव्हर रिवायवलचा जो YouTube चॅनल आहे तिथे नंतर अपलोड होईल, तर तिथे तुम्ही अवश्य बघा. तुम्ही स्वतः सुद्धा पुन्हा बघू शकता आणि लोकांबरोबर शेअर करू शकता. ह्याच्या आधीचे तुम्हाला वेबिनारही तिथे बघता येतील. आणि पुढच्या बुधवारी पुन्हा एकदा भेटूया. प्राजक्ता, खूपच छान झालं आणि खूप काही शिकायला मिळालं आणि मला
मी
बऱ्याच
एकच
लोकांचं
गोष्ट
परसेप्शन बदलेल ह्याच्यामुळे. नक्कीच.
एकच गोष्ट ऍड करणार आहे. आम्ही लोकांसाठी विनामूल्य नेचर वॉक्स करतो वेताळ टेकडीवरती, खास करून जी लोक टेकडीवर कधी आली नाहीयेत किंवा त्यांना टेकडीची ओळख नाहीये अशा लोकांना आम्ही नेचर वॉक करतो. रणजित राणे आमच्या बरोबर आहेत, ते बर्ड वॉक्स करतात आणि बाकीचे पण आहेत जे नेचर वॉक्स घेतात. सो तुम्हाला कधीही इंटरेस्ट असेल तर नक्कीच आम्ही हे फेसबुकवरती वगैरे शेअर करत असतो. ती ब्रॉडकास्ट लिंक तुम्ही फॉलो केली तर त्याच्यावरती आम्ही नेहमी टाकत असतो. तुम्ही तुमच्या फॅमिली बरोबर या त्या नेचर वॉक्सना, खूप मजा येते.
आणि तिथे येऊन उरलेले प्रश्न आपण प्राजक्ताला विचारू
हा.
शकतो, राईट?
येस.
ओके, परफेक्ट.
येस.
So, खूप चांगला झाला. पुढच्या
थँक्यू.
बुधवारी पुन्हा भेटूया. थँक्यू. गुड नाईट.
थँक्यू.
Thank you everyone. Bye.
गुड नाईट.
Mm.